Good morning, everyone, or good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you guys are. It may not be the morning, maybe the afternoon, it may be later. So hello, guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. My name is Francine, and I'm here with my channel, The Hermetic Herald, for another celebrity tarot reading. I wanted to come on here with a different perspective, and I feel like I want to get better and hone in on the best position for you guys to see the cards. So we'll see if this works. If it doesn't, I'll fix it. I wanted to touch base with you guys on two celebrities. I wanted to touch base with Cameron Diaz, and we have Justin Timberlake. The extent of what I know of these two, I know them individually in movies prior and in entertainment. But I don't know their relationship, so you're gonna have me or see me ask questions about the relationship. Just because I don't know what to expect from this reading, the extent of what I do know that I will share with you guys in full disclosure is that I know that they dated at one point. I'm not sure how serious it was, but we're gonna see what how they felt about each other in the past and current energies. I'm gonna look at what their potential was when they were together. So this is gonna be primarily the past. We're gonna look at what they had going on and what happened between them. And then we're gonna transition into Justin Timberlake again, but with Jessica Biel, his current wife. So I'm under the impression they're married. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I do know that these two recently also left to Mexico for a trip. It was in the height of Britney Spears, her memoir coming out. So I'm feeling like there's a lot of current energies that will be very helpful for us to know so that we can be aware of what's going on in that situation in case anything tries to come out and tell us otherwise. So thank you guys so much for being here, and let's start. Okay, I have 3 decks that I want to show you guys. So I'm going to be using the Shamanic Healing deck. For those of you that are back here, I wanted to just share that the name and also that it's by Michelle Matuzas. So if you guys are interested in ever purchasing this is what it looks like. But yeah, I love this deck, and I want to see if I can get any healing messages for these artists and celebrities. I also want to share that the other deck I have is the Archangel Power Tarot cards. I wanted you guys to see that. It's by Radley Valentine. So we're going to use that to see what the archangels have to say about their relationship and what was their advice at the time. We're also going to use the typical Rider-Waite, which is going to be this version here, and it's also going to be just for the regular questions I always ask here on my channel. So let's start. Let's tune into their energies. There's a lot of energy in the room. I'm getting the number 1 and the number 8, so I don't know if that just means that the number 1 and 8 are significant in our lives. The 2 of them have that number coming through for Cameron Diaz and for Justin Timberlake. Typically, I think of the Ace of Swords when I think of the number 1, and usually I think of the 8 of Wands. Those 2 cards tell me there's clarity coming, or that there was clarity between these 2 people, and the 8 of Wands means that they're very communicative. So we'll see if that stands the test of this reading. Okay. All right. Yeah, there's a number 3 coming through. There's a lot of transformative energies with Cameron Diaz and with Justin Timberlake. What spirit was there back in the time where they were dating? What was their current energy? Oh, okay. That was like 5 cards. Let's keep going. Spirit team. What was Cameron Diaz and Justin Timberlake's current energy at the time of their relationship, right before it ended? What was their current energy, their energy at the time? What was Cameron Diaz bringing to the relationship? What was Cameron Diaz bringing to the relationship, spirit? Interesting. I'm hearing loose and loosely, meaning that she might have loosened him up a bit with regards to dating or regards to like women in general. Something about him not trusting women. Interesting. We got a lot for her. I think we should keep it. What is Justin bringing to the relationship, spirit? What did he bring to the relationship? And spirit team of Justin Timberlake and Cameron Diaz, thank you guys for being here, first of all. Okay, so we have 2 cards for Justin, and we'll get into it in a second. Let's keep going. What was their potential together at the time of their relationship? Throughout their relationship. A lot of cards want to come out for them, guys. Okay. What lessons did they learn through this relationship? What lessons did they learn through this relationship? I'm hearing heartbreak. Okay. Alright. What should they have paid closer attention to? What would have been their advice back in the day? Okay, we're going to take these. A lot of information to take from this situation, my gosh. Bottom of the deck here is the Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords, the Death card, and the Empress. Interesting. Did Cameron Diaz, this is a question for her fans, okay? I come to you guys in humility about this because I don't know. Was she ever interested in becoming a mother? Because something about the subject of motherhood is coming to the forefront, and that affected the relationship. Ten of Swords is about the ending of something really tough. It feels like you're backstabbed, you're like pinned down against the floor by something. It's like a very oppressive energy, and that usually indicates the end of something, and there's a beginning of something new. And we have the Death card, which is sure enough about transitioning into something new, death and rebirth. And then we have the Empress, which is usually the energy of abundance. So they met each other at a time that was very difficult. There were a lot of things shedding off of these two. Like they were shedding a lot of layers. And what I'm seeing is that there was abundance coming through for them, but it almost feels like it's ahead, meaning that this was the thing that happened prior to them encountering that abundance. So it's interesting. I'm feeling like I need to look at this card, which is weird. Really quick, it's the Seven of Swords. So they want me to know, they have that card peeking out, which we're going to address later, but the Seven of Swords is about lying, it's about deception, secrets, running away. So it's almost like they ran away from something. But what it did was when they ran away from the situation between the two of them, they ended up in a better place. Interesting. Let's keep going. Spirit, what is the current energy in the situation here? We have the Two of Cups, guys. Two of Cups, if you guys can see that. I'm just going to put it down somewhere. It's hard for you guys to see. Hold on. Just go up. Okay, Two of Cups, guys, is the current situation, or the situation when they were together. That's like a very, I'm hearing symbiotic, peaceful relationship in the sense that they really clicked with each other. These two likely are very close pairs, meaning that they really, right off the bat, when they met each other, there was something there. There was a spark, there was some interest, there was something deeper on a soul level. They had a soul connection. Now, sometimes people don't like when I say soulmates, but literally it depends on what you think of soulmates. What I think of soulmates is different, and that's going to affect what I say. When I say someone's a soulmate, it's usually someone who could be karmic. It's someone that could be a complementary person, but they, at the end of the day, have a connection to you that transcends lifetimes. It transcends this lifetime. There's something about them having a very deep emotional connection. So, wow. And what's interesting is that, the energy is really strong for the Two of Cups here. You guys need to remember that at the end of the day, they had the Two of Cups energy for each other. Good. Okay. So that was their current situation. That was the situation at the time of their relationship. But what was Cameron Diaz bringing to the relationship? Well, we have the Three of Pentacles. That's like a sense of camaraderie. That's a sense of companionship, like being a friend at the end of the day, no matter what. We also have the Lovers, so they were good lovers and friends coming through. This is what she brought to the relationship. It was an openness to experience, an openness to being friends with someone, of actually getting to know them. And I'm hearing from the grassroots level with him. It was like she wanted to see layers of him. She didn't want to just know him as this person that she's interested in. And I'm hearing heartthrob or something like that. She didn't want to see him as just a heartbreaker. She wanted to see him as a friend. She wanted to see him as a confidant. I'm getting the Moon as well. There's a lot of cards for her, for Cameron's energy. The Moon is here for what she brought to the relationship. She brought a lot of mystique. I'm hearing mystique surrounding her. intrigue, because he was very interested in her and who she was. It was like it was not clear. He felt like there was more to her than meets the eye, or what you would typically see. I don't know why I'm hearing the Archer and the Moon. Like he wanted to gaze at her. He wanted to like attain her, like to achieve her, like going to get to, it's like pursuing her. She brought intrigue into his life. Cancer energy is like very nurturing energy. He felt that from her. We also have the Four of Pentacles in reverse with regards to what Cameron brought to the relationship. That was openness. That was, so when the Four of Pentacles in reverse comes through, typically it can mean one of two things. Typically it means like either you're you're holding on to something extremely tight, or that you're releasing it. I'm feeling a sense of her being like willing to release the burdens, and also releasing some really important secrets or things that she used to hold on to. She felt like he was someone she could talk to, that Justin was someone she could talk to. So it's just the energy of someone that's like secretive, or more so intriguing, but they also are open. So she brought a lot of intrigue to Justin's life. We also have here the High Priestess. Again, we have that watery energy, the intuitive sense. She brings a lot of intuitive energies. I'm feeling like this has something also to do with a mothering energy, like a warmth to her that really brought him and drew him in. This is what she brought to the relationship, was an intuitive nudging, understanding something to a deeper extent, way deeper than what meets the eye. And we also have here the Page of Pentacles. Also brought him a lot of like I'm hearing propositions, like opportunity, like the relationship brought opportunity his way, and Cameron brought opportunity to this relationship, or a willingness to work on something. When I see the Three of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles, that's earth energy. I'm feeling like she was willing to start and to interact with him, and she was willing to grow, like to really grow in regards to knowing him as a person, knowing him deeper than what meets the eye, again, as I was saying earlier. With regards to Justin, let's keep going. With regards to what he brought to the situation or to the relationship, he brought the Eight of Swords. He had some really set beliefs about women. I'm just getting that energy real strong. Like he brought some set beliefs about women, about relationships. He was pretty sure he was not going to settle down yet at that point in life. I don't see that energy. I'm feeling more of the energy of, she's got me in my head. Like she's actually like someone I really want to know, and I didn't expect it going this far. There's like a sense of disbelief. And then we have the Emperor. So what he brought to the relationship was a desire for either patriarchy of like set rules, or of just wanting to be in control and dominating Cameron. But I feel like he almost felt like stuck because it didn't go the way he had planned, which is funny to me, because any situation where you don't expect something is usually an opportunity to learn something. And I feel like he learned something about his expectations. And I feel like strongly he set expectations, or set some bar that ended up being surpassed, or being like swept away, or put to the side because his emotions. Something about the Emperor coming through is coming into this into this room, into this reading. So one moment. I'm feeling the example, I'm getting the example of like a car dealership. Literally, he thought he was gonna get something like a certain make or model that was not as nice as he truly got. Like he was expecting less from this relationship than he truly got. Look at all of what she provides in this relationship, and look what he does, right? These are powerful cards too, but they're more so the Emperor is powerful. But she comes in with a lot of explorative, open energy, and he's more so restricted and having to prove, or feeling like she needed to prove something, and she did. She really did in his life. Okay, so let's keep going. What is their potential together? Seven of Wands. Let's keep going before I talk about it. We have the Nine of Swords. Okay, let's talk about it. Seven of Wands usually is about defensiveness. It brings up the energy of like he was feeling. I'm feeling on Justin's end, there were moments where he started bickering with her and started standing up and standing his ground or getting defensive about certain things that were really not supposed to be taken that way. And I think it was because of his age at the time, whatever age that was. I feel like he was just in an energy of conflict, of mental conflict, of feeling unstable or unstable and having to combat that instability with fighting or standing his ground on a situation with her, with Cameron. We see the Nine of Pentacles as something that their potential was. It was to grow, it was like to grow individually in this relationship. It doesn't feel like a togetherness. This feels more like we both grew in our opposing views. We grew and understood ourselves through this relationship and what we would not stand for. So a lot of worry. There were some worries here. And I feel like there were worries about them breaking up like a number of times, because I feel as though there were some lies or some deceit with the Seven of Swords coming through that were affecting the relationship. Like there was not like, and it feels like it's coming from Justin's end, because I'm feeling more of an openness in her energy and Cameron Diaz's energy, and more of a closed off energy with the Emperor and the Eight of Swords. That's usually like, I'm in control, shut up type energy. That doesn't mean that he said that, but it feels like that. So he brought some deceptive energies, trying to be sly, trying to be quick with certain things, and she was not about that. And I'm also getting the Nine of Cups. So there was something good going with this, but I feel like they ran away from this situation because there were some things, and I'm hearing no-nos that Cameron did not accept specifically. Let's keep going. I'm hearing power play. There was a power play between these two. Okay, so there's a power play with regards to who was more powerful, and in the sense of like subtle. It was subtle. Maybe it strengthened over time. We'll see. But it was definitely there, underneath all of this. It was like the desire to control or to be in control of the other party, or to have some one up over them. Very separate energies despite being together in a relationship. They were more so very I'm hearing power hungry. Someone in the relationship was more so power hungry, or ruled with, yeah, it feels like Justin with the Emperor. All right, just more powerful, wanting more power in the relationship. What should they have paid? What lessons are they learning together, or what lessons did they learn together? We have the Page of Cups, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Five of Pentacles. Interesting. With the Page of Cups here, I think of inner child. There was an opportunity for inner child healing between the two of them. They learned that their inner child, there's something about their inner child coming to play here. There was an opportunity for them to address their inner child and the need for healing, but I feel like they did not address it deeply. And I feel like that bleeds into what they should have paid closer attention to. But what lessons they learned was that something about their childish energies, taking the opportunity and seizing an opportunity to leave one another out in the dark as a means to show them how they feel inside, or how they were offended inside. It's like when you are in a relationship with someone, right, and you know exactly what it takes to make them feel shitty or feel excluded or feel down or feel upset, and you do it knowing that you'll get the response or the rise out of them that you want. It's like this playfulness, but also like I'm hearing unkempt. Like it was like not considerate, and it was an inconsiderate thing to do. But it almost feels like that's what they had to learn. They had to learn more about their inner child, their inner traumas that affected the relationship. And it involved leaving each other out in the dark a number of times. The opportunity, when it would arise, one of them would take it. I'm hearing case. I don't know. I'm hearing case, and now I'm hearing basket case. It feels like one of them thought the other was a basket case because they had so many issues that they needed to address, and they felt like they were not the person that had to take on all of their issues. And I'm feeling like this was I don't know, it feels like it's more so Justin, and I don't like saying exactly who it is, but it feels like it's the Emperor energy coming through here. Feeling left out in the dark, abandoned by other relationships and other people, and now putting that imposed prison on someone else. It just feels like that. Like abandonment is coming through in this energy. It's like this person, they had an opportunity, both parties, don't get me wrong, both parties are healing, but there's something about the need, advancing and healing their inner child issues with regards to abandonment. There were opportunities, and that was their lesson, to like open up to the understanding of how they used to comfort themselves when they were young, or when they were younger, when people would turn away from them or decide to abandon them when they needed them most. It was like that was an issue there. Some of them, one of them at each moment would feel that. One or the other would feel that at some point. What should they pay close attention to, Spirit, to move forward? We have the King of Wands, the Four of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Justice card. What lessons they learned? Wow. Wow, I'm feeling like an energy of gratitude with each other, though. What's interesting is, even though they had some difficulties together, with the King of Wands, it tells me they felt very empowered by their decision to date, by their decision to be together. They felt like they were at least willing parties. This was not PR. This doesn't feel PR. This feels more like an interest. It could have maybe started that way, but I didn't ask yet, so we'll see. But it just feels like they were more so free. They felt more like they were I'm hearing best mates. Interesting. It's like they both felt like they at least had some friendship or some really strong underlying energies between the two of them. They felt like they met each other and it was a celebration at the end of the day. Ten of Pentacles, like their family. And this feels like karmic justice for them, because I feel like they grew in this relationship, or were meant to. This relationship wasn't meant to be toxic or to be karmic. It was more so just like an openness. Like this was meant to show them something more about the world. Their expectations and such were shifted because of this relationship. So I say on both sides, they learned something. And I think they could rejoice in that. I feel like their energy is that they rejoiced in the lessons. Because at least, even if they didn't end up together, at least they learned it in a kinder way. I'm getting that energy and I'm getting goosebumps. So it's like the energy is like, at least they got a kinder method of addressing their pain. And this relationship was not as toxic or fueled by toxicity. It was more so just matter of fact, it feels. Like, hey, you're doing this. Oh, really? Thank you. It's almost like I feel Cameron was guiding him. Saying things straight up, or saying things and he was like, I didn't think of it that way. And there's like this openness. I feel like that it didn't work out, but at the end of the day, they still were like, it's complementary in some way at the time that they had met. I feel like she was a best opponent or best man. Does that make sense? The energy of a friend. All right, let's get into their advice. What was their advice, Spirit? Archangels specifically. Please assist me in understanding what was Cameron and Justin's relationship advice here. What would you like to say? What is their advice? Okay, we have decision. Number 15, Archangel Jophiel. Release yourself from that which holds you back, a need to detox, unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. This was new territory for these two. They needed to release a lot of karmic energies and a lot of like drama or things that they've experienced in the past. That came up into the relationship and affected them. The number 15 is also the devil energy. So that was their advice, to address the devils in the closet or the things that were being hidden and not addressed. We also have change your life. What number is that? 16, guys. So this is going in order. A sudden revelation that offers freedom. Break free of procrastination. Embrace the opportunities that change brings. So this changed their life and their trajectory, guys. The archangels are saying it like that. Change your life. This changed their life and their trajectory forever. Okay? At the end of the day, you can't say that this wasn't impactful to them. this relationship. We also have Page of Gabriel, energetic, brave, optimistic, and playful. Follow your passion. You're ready for any challenge. Opportunities for excitement and adventure. This was a very sexually charged and exciting energy for them. There might have been someone else that they experimented with, because I'm getting the energy of three people. So there was one person that was like maybe someone they were interested in, and they might have had like a throuple. I'm just getting that. Reasons to celebrate for the third one, for the fourth card. 3 of Cups, reasons to celebrate, a community of friends, happy announcements regarding relationships or children. I'm just getting that third party situation, like there was something else in the mix. Interesting. I'm not sure if I should say that yet. Let me ask my spirit team. Should I mention what I'm hearing? Or is this relevant? They're saying, not yet. Okay. So we're going to talk about this again, okay? Spirit's going to remind me about that, and it's going to make more sense when all the information is out before I say that. I feel like that's important. Someone else specific is coming to mind, and I feel like they want me to address it after. But 3 of Cups is the energy of friendship. There's a reason that I need to mention that later. Bottom of the deck is the Wheel of Fortune. They were very fortunate to meet each other, guys. Knight of Cups. That's committed romantic relationships being swept off your feet. Situations or topics that make your heart flutter. We also have the Sun, guys. This is not like I don't see this as a negative reading. Personally, I feel like this was a transformative reading. I feel like they did go through some really down moments maybe because of the toxicity of their past, but this is not like this was actually a pretty substantial, it seems serious to me. What is Cameron's advice, specifically, Spirit? We have the 4 of Raphael. Seek out other possibilities. Look for the magic in life. Be aware of your own emotions. I almost feel like Cameron is more of like a masculine energy, because I feel like she almost didn't allow herself to tap into her emotions too deeply in the case or in the event that she was disappointed at first. And I feel like she kind of gave him more of she came off more, what's the word? More like, I don't care, which made him more interested or made him more like intrigued by her, because she didn't fall into his arms and like just like profess her love for him. No, she was very stable and very practical. Is she an earth sign, or it's either earth or it's water, because earth and water energy come out for her a lot in this reading. She's the King of Pentacles, King of Ariel. Your plans are working out very well, professional and financial success, using resources wisely. I think she was very practical and grounded when they met. I feel like she was very practical in mentioning when things were offensive to her too. Like she would say, hey, that's not actually cool. I don't like the way you're doing that. And it was very practical, where it wasn't like overly emotional, because I feel like Justin would tune that out if you tried to do it that way. Like she was very good at getting information and insight into him, because he was actually open and he knew that there was not something in the way from him hearing her out. She was not emotionally like trying to emotionally manipulate him in some way. We have the 10 of Wands. Ask your angels. This is for Justin. Ask your angels for helpful people to lighten your load. Working too many hours, trying too hard to please others. I did a reading on him and Brittany, and this was a major issue with them. They were way too busy with their stardom, way too busy with their money, focusing on their career paths, that there was barely any time for them to see the signs before things went to shit or things went down. They were not spending enough time together. And another thing is, when you're not spending enough time together, it's easy to say to someone, hey, I'm doing this or that, when you're not doing that thing or you're not doing those things. Because how would I know for sure? Your schedule, you say this is going to be what you're doing. I can't, unless I get a PI, I'm just going to trust you, because you're spending 90% of your time away from me. It's like that energy. Like he had a lot of things going on. But we have the 3 of Wands. That's prosperity arising from wise planning. Time to take the next step. Optimistic plans that turn out as expected. He decided to take a chance and to just kind of go with it, and he was very faithful in doing it. He didn't get pentacles here with the wands coming through with Gabriel, but it almost feels like he pushed through this. This was something like he might have, for the first time, truly put in the effort and the initiative into pursuing her, Cameron specifically. And we have 5 of Ariel. You needn't go through your current challenges alone. Help is nearby. She was a help to him, and she was an angel to him. For him, he felt like she was really a godsend. Negative thoughts create self-fulfilling prophecies. He felt like what had happened up until this point was meant to happen, or at least he felt like it happened as a result of him thinking that he wasn't enough for something better in his life. There's a deeper thing coming through here. What healing message do you have for Justin? Let's start off with Justin, Spirit. I'm just seeing green for Justin. We have death. This was his healing message. Death, transformation, rebirth, turning into someone different. He truly went through a metamorphosis with Cameron. What is Cameron healing, or what was she healing in this relationship? Changes, transitioning, being more flexible. Number 29 and number 8. And at the bottom of the deck, we have new day. This was a really eye-opening experience for these two. Because when I see changes, I think of how everything is connected. I feel like she met him and felt like it was serendipitous that they met, that they related to each other, that they met at this time and this moment. Serendipitous here. Let me get some water. One moment, guys. Sometimes my throat will do that. I'm talking so much. Either that or throat chakra stuff are happening here. Yeah, death and rebirth. He turned into a completely different person through her, opening his eyes to something he wasn't seeing before with relationships. Yeah, beautiful. So we had new day at the bottom as well as omens. This was an omen for them, like hope. For them to go deeper with inner journey coming through, inner journey. A lot of ones are coming through, and look at this number, guys, 8, 11, 31, and 35, 8. Reduced to 8, and this is also reduced to 2 and 4. I feel like this was a really faded relationship. Let's see what we have going on now. What is their current external energy, Spirit? Let's look at what is Cameron currently feeling for Justin. Okay, whoa, we got the Strength card. She currently sees him as a strong person. She feels like she has to be controlled around him though. Because usually when I see the strength card and I see the lion, this person holding the lion's mouth, it makes me feel like she has to be controlling of what she says. With regards to celebrities, they do that a lot. They have to be considerate of what they say. For Justin, we have the devil for how he feels externally. He still feels connected to her in some way. He sees her as the Queen of Cups. I feel like he looks back on her and thinks fondly of her. Interesting. But see, we have the 3 of Swords and the Queen of Cups, which tells me that he really feels like she broke his heart. So I feel as though she was the one that ended things. Please let me know if that's correct, if you guys know. And I almost am hearing a suitor, like there's someone else that came in quickly after, and I'm seeing the 3 of Cups again. So there is either a suitor that was interested in her and she decided to end things with him because of that person that was maybe in a better place emotionally, mature-wise. I don't know if there was someone else in the picture. Please let me know. But they had an offer for her and she took it. And that was the judgment call for this relationship. And it was like, have you looked at what we built? Is what I'm hearing from his side. Let's keep going. Yeah, I just feel like he had a lot of love for her because I see the King of Cups at the bottom of the deck with the Judgment card and the 7 of Pentacles. What is her internal feelings towards him, towards Justin Timberlake, Spirit? What is her, I'm hearing basketball hoops, interesting. I'm getting the King of Cups for how she felt. So it's interesting, right? The 2 of Swords is between the King of Cups and the Six of Wands, or the Six of Pentacles. She was stuck between her emotions and practicality. He put her in a compromising position with regards to the relationship. I feel like she felt familiar with him, very familiar with his energy, like she resonated with him. Interesting. It reminds me of like the concept of twin flames, that type of energy, like of feeling like you guys have known each other forever because that person is you in another form. It feels like she was stuck and she ended up having a really hard time having a reckoning with regards to her mind, practical mind, because I feel like she has some significant earth placements, and her emotional mind or her emotional self, like she was having that precarious balance between the two. I think she was healing her openness to experiencing love in a new measure, and I feel like she was torn. So she feels like she was very torn, and she still feels torn. She feels torn between karma also for him, because I feel like he reaps what he sows, that energy coming through. Six of Pentacles is things coming into balance, give and take, you know, giving and receiving. So she feels like she really cares for him, but she also feels like he's also at the hand of fate with the Judgment card. What is his internal feelings towards her? What is Justin Timberlake's internal feelings towards Cameron Diaz? Well, Two of Pentacles came out, so he's like juggling something, and we're gonna see what else comes through. We have the Three of Wands, the energy that he had when he pursued her. Internal vibe is that he sees her from afar, and he would pursue her. Interesting. He's married, right? And look, I'm getting these 3 cards at the end again that we got earlier. And you guys saw me shuffle the deck, right? So there's something about here. Let's look into the Three of Wands. Why is this here for his internal feelings towards her? We have the Swords and the Queen, the Star and the Queen of Swords. He knows, he really admires her energy of being very straightforward. He really desired her too. He had a really strong sexual drive with regards to her as well. Very communicative with her. Yeah, a lot of wands towards her, so he really is attracted to her. He might have moved on, and that's what they're trying to say, is that he still feels these energies, but he's decided to move on. He allowed himself to say, you know what, I'm gonna move forward and move through this, and he moved on from this relationship, and that's why he's married. But there's this energy of him truly pursuing her and admiring that, but knowing that it was over. Spirit, I think that's all I have. So my baby needs me. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Please like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this reading and this energy exchange, and I'll see you soon.